watching this over here.
Okay. Bill Jeffrey said if I asked you, you'd probably give me a copy of one of the tapes.
Absolutely. And you'll be in it because we're going to take your, we'll say who the engineer is and we'll get your photograph. We may even say who the technician is and get your photograph.
That's right.
Train number 660.
I never showed up in the 160th anniversary.
Yeah.
Schultz did though.
Yeah.
We got his head in there. I thought it was the same gentleman.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it.
It's been a while. And we had a month of people. That was on the weekend.
You want me to turn the air conditioner down a little bit? You're not cold over there, right? Small approach on the first one and a stop on the second one. If I pull up to the stop on the second one, I'll gap because I won't be able to get up enough speed to go over the platform. And I gotta stay back here to get my speed up.
Track 21. Jefferson. Passengers for all other stations, please transfer at Jamaica. Jamaica will be next. All tickets, please.
That's
Oh, yeah, line
Line
three.
3.
Line three.
departing Penn Station on line 3.
We're on 19 track.
Off of 19 track to line 3.
Where we're on line three.
Yeah, let me know when the rail goes to the north side.
North side.
Alright, we're getting ready to go now.
Going for the start, Doug. Fast break, it's
What notch?
I had it in about 7th that time. so glad it happened while you were up here.
You switching to D mode?
No, still in emo. That's exactly what it did Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, you got hit with a load of EMI.
You want to go to D mode?
Yeah, switch over there. You're getting hit with EMI.
Yeah.
It's high levels, yeah. I seen a little sprinkling when you were going for the start too. The shoes look good. The shoes are solid. The bounce, no walking there, but you got a little bit of smidges of EMI there that normally I've never seen in that area.
That's what's been happening to me.
No, but you were generating your own with the
Oh, I was?
yeah, with your the shoe bounce.
I only got one engine.
Is Harold interlocking?
Yeah.
Harold interlocking.
Yeah, we're gonna check something tomorrow. One other thing that may help you with that.
Train number is this.
660.
Yeah. Train 668. Today is August 31st, 1995. We're on board Long Island train 660, aboard FL9 diesel electric number 301. Engineer is M.G. Rodney. The FL9s are some of the more unique locomotives on the Long Island Railroad. There are two of them on this train. One on the front, one on the rear. We just passed Harold interlocking, Harold Tower. Don't touch the mic, you're going to hear it. Every time you touch it, just bend down and touch the mic. And our final destination on this train is Port Jefferson.
How you been?
Alright, how you been?
Same right through up here.
Back better years.
Really?
I see it's kept me busy for the last 4.
I'm sure. It's your pet project, huh?
Yeah.
Is the rear engine working or not? So how many horsepower we got working?
Got 6,000 horsepower.
Yeah. These are AC traction motors?
AC traction.
These FL9s are rated at 3,000 horsepower per unit. AC traction motors. We operated on electric power out of Penn Station until we came out of the tunnel. We passed through line 3. Once out of the tunnel, the diesel engines were started, and we're now operating on diesel power for the rest of our journey. Station is Woodside. This is the main line of the Long Island Railroad. Right here is 6 tracks. The 2 tracks on the left belong to the Port Washington branch, which will be diverging off to the left very shortly. And right here, the Port Washington branch diverges off to the left. This location is known as Winfield Junction. Used to be a tower here named Win. No longer there. bridge is the former New Haven line to Bay Ridge. The FL9 may be unique to the Long Island Railroad, but it's not unique to railroading. New Haven Railroad purchased 60 of them back in the 1950s. This is a former New Haven Railroad unit. In fact, there are still some units running today operated by Amtrak and Metro North.
I'm getting reduced power. I don't even feel I have the other engine. Huh? Don't feel strong.
I wanted to get it reset for a while.
I did.
No, before. And now. Yeah. The silence at
8-9.
No, silence it on the
We did. LCP actor.
Huh?
LCP actor.
And on board with us tonight
On the other end. It may just be reduced power.
is the FL9 master mechanic for the Long Island Railroad, Douglas
Hey,
Mertz.
do me a favor. In Jamaica, just throw this out. My bag there, if I don't make it back.
Okay.
All right?
Watch out for.
A station coming up is Forest Hills. This set of equipment makes a round trip from Port Jefferson to New York City Penn Station every weekday. Station coming up is Kew Gardens. Approach medium.
Man did it.
And we're approaching the home signal of J Interlocking. J Interlocking and J Tower governs the switches at the west end of Jamaica Station. Use this as the switch, not this. Use that. Just turn it on and off.
And that's frustrating.
No, just move it over to the camera. No, it's a little particular sometimes. Yeah, just flick it on and it'll work.
Personality conflict is that you just don't don't get the right electricity. And then you sit down and we gotta work together. He's the only guy in 25 years that I've never been able to get through to. He's just, I don't know, he's crazy. He actually is crazy. He's not right. Didn't somebody just want to know? Actually, he can drive you to that, though. He's the kind of guy who can put you to that drink. He's eccentric. He does by himself. You know, he's never married. No girl would ever have him. You know, he has a nice friend. Yeah. He used to be out there more big, right?
Change the focus to the finger.
Okay, whatever you gotta do.
Another guy.
Go to channel 4, please.
Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I got a multiple of AGP inverter faults, inverter station beyond. Do me a favor, when you get it into the station, take it in the motor for me.
Roger. Stay on 4, Doc.
On 4.
And the tower dead ahead is J Tower. Controls the switches at the west end of Jamaica Station.
Okay, Master.
Jamaica Station on the Long Island Railroad is the hub. Almost all trains on the railroad pass through here. It's one of the busiest stations in the world. The station has 8 tracks. From left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Not like that anymore, let me tell you.
And tonight we'll be heading into track number 4.
Attention, please. Jamaica Station is next. Once again, this is the through train to Port Jefferson. After Jamaica, this train will make station stops at Huntington, Greenlawn, Northport.
It is hopeful that this equipment with dual-mode locomotives will help revolutionize commuting on the Long Island Railroad. Allow passengers from the non-electrified territory stations direct access into Penn Station. The prospect of ordering more dual-powered locomotives has been discussed. The railroad is definitely receiving some new straight diesel locomotives in 1997.
Mode off. Doctor, go to channel 4.
Doctor's on 4.
We're gonna go interconnect, disconnect again.
Which engine's down?
No engine is down. I'm gonna advise my dog to go on interconnect, disconnect, so we draw traction from the rear
45 to
engine, and we supply power from the east engine.
Yes, we're departing
Alright, so we're bypassing the west engine, right?
We're now on
Do the
interconnect,
same as you did the other
disconnect
night.
mode.
Simulate that the rear engine's down.
That's a
And we will be
copy.
proceeding
Let me know when you accomplish that.
east, please
That's
inform
affirmative.
Central Patrol.
Dr. Gary?
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, Gary, if you do lose traction power, then you may want to reset that rear engine. You may ask the conductor to go back, do the mode off, reset HEP, propulsion bolt, reset, push them both in at the same time and hold them in for a minute, and go back up in the mode.
Alright, I don't think that's going to happen, but
Okay, we're departing Jamaica Station and proceeding through all interlocking. It's control.
Roger. Listen, Gary, we need that interconnect.
That's a roger. Go interconnect, disconnect, simulate the rear engine is down.
Johnny, stand by.
Attention and flame, Mr. Conductor, can you copy? Give me one, please.
Roger.
Go to channel 4.
Put it on channel 2. They can't read me on this for some reason. I don't know why. It's technical.
I think if you want to just tell them right there what's happening.
Unit 45 to the home control.
45 back.
Yes, we're proceeding east out of Jamaica. We're on the interconnect, disconnect mode, simulating the rear engine is being out. Would you please tell central control
And is the rear engine not having any output?
Rear engine, no output to the cars.
The rear engine has no output to the cars.
And we're coming up to the side of the abandoned station at Union Hall Street.
It has no output to the cars, but it has traction.
Is that the 300?
Roger, that's the 300.
Yeah, that's the 300. I sure will. Thank you. All right.
What we did is we got problems with the rear engine. These engines can supply both power and traction. Enough power to light the whole car, the whole train. I have traction on the other end. So what I did is disconnected the power that the other engine would be supplying to the cars, feed both engines off this and just use that engine for traction. Because it divides the power automatically. It takes away from your traction. This way we'll have the most amount of traction we can get.
So both engines are actually powering the train, though.
Right.
Okay.
This train to Port Jefferson, Huntington is next to all tickets, please.
And we're continuing east on the main line. The track going up and to the right is the Montauk branch. Right beneath the curve in this viaduct is the site of the old Hillside Station. Part of the building you see on the right is the Long Island Railroad's electric MU car maintenance facility. And it has a station for employees, the Hillside Maintenance Facility Station.
Hey, go ahead, Bill.
Okay, the rear coach is disconnected. That's a copy, thank you.
The electric car maintenance facility is on the former site of Holman Freight Yard. And the station coming up is Hollis.
We got chicken on it. We got chicken cooking about.
And on the extreme right, you'll see a lead coming from the facility. Joins up with the main line at Hollis Interlocking.
So on that Tuesday, that happened to me by myself. They broke the big Wednesday, it worked, everything worked well. Today, I'm so glad. Finally, it happened, but I had to go to the pizza, tried to around.
And right here you can see on the left remnants of the old station platform of Bel Air.
Then they come on, those go down.
Engineer to channel 4, please.
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, it's been a copy.
You got power and active in all the cars?
Yes, I see. The down the beacons and now it's been restored.
Okay, we'll leave it like that to put
Roger.
Station coming up is Queens Village. And past it on the left is Queens Tower. At Queens Tower, this is the beginning of the Hempstead branch. And there also leads to Belmont Racetrack coming off from here to the right. And the track configuration now is the two tracks on the right belong to the Hempstead branch, and the two tracks on the left are part of the main line. And the station platform, which is on the extreme right-hand side of the tracks, is Belrose. That is a Hempstead branch station only. Next station coming up is Floral Park. It serves both the main line and the Hempstead branch. Just beyond the station platforms here, the Hempstead branch will diverge off to the right. The site of the former Creedmoor secondary track, which came in on the left here, now been abandoned. Now two tracks of the main line. Rule 261 is in effect. Reverse signal. Station coming up is New Hyde Park. This stretch of track between Floral Park and Mineola is probably the busiest track in the world, if not one of the busiest tracks in the world, with grade crossings. Rush hour can see as many as 50 trains in a 3-hour period. Just past an unnamed interlocking. Station coming up is Maryland Avenue in the community of Garden City.
Yeah. Okay.
Crossing coming up is Herrick's Road. project is underway to eliminate this particular crossing. We're going to build the road underneath the railroad, approaching Nassau Interlocking at the west end of Mineola. Maximum authorized speed for this equipment in electric mode is 80 miles an hour. In diesel mode, it's 65 miles an hour. This is Mineola Station.
Insurance, sir. Did you try a code reset or emergency reset?
Oh, we got nothing in there. Past the overpass on the right is Nassau Tower. The tracks going off to the left are the Oyster Bay branch. Passing over an interlocking under construction. And the next station coming up is Carl Place. East of Mineola, the electrification third rail is relatively new. Third rail was placed out from Mineola to Huntington and has been in service since 1971. Additional third rail was laid from Hicksville to Ronkonkoma, and that's only been in service since 1986. It's a busy piece of railroad this time of day. Station coming up is Westbury. On the left, we're passing an MP15 diesel. They serve a dual function, used both in freight and passenger service. This is the west end of divide interlocking in Hicksville.
Yeah, you still gonna experience coast east of Greenlawn? 15 code now? Yeah, 675, it's just 677.
And we're now approaching Hicksville Station, one of the busiest stations on the railroad. 2 high-level platforms and 3 station tracks. The station was elevated in the 1960s. Before it was elevated, it was non-electrified with manually operated crossing gates. And we got a medium clear on the home signal. Straight ahead is Divide Tower. And it is here where we leave the main line, diverge off to the left, and commence our journey down the Port Jefferson branch. The main line will continue east, going off to the right towards Ronkonkoma and Greenport. Divide Tower has a rather large responsibility, controlling operations on the main line and the Port Jefferson branch. In fact, it remote controlled switches all the way out to Port Jefferson. Again, this area of track was electrified. Since 1971, electrification was extended to Huntington. Clear. Side of those things? How are they? They rough ride?
Very rough. A lot of lateral movement. Sometimes you're on a curve and starts to think you're going over.
You take that lateral movement out of there? You take that lateral movement out when you hit it?
You won't see it.
You know?
Very low.
1722.
So how long you been on this job?
This?
Yeah.
I've been on it since they went into service. Last August. Last year, wasn't it?
Line 1722. 1722 going. Gonna bring you to the station as close to the county behind that diesel, and as soon as the diesel pulls up, I'll be unloaded. And then we're gonna bring you just east of
The overpass ahead is the Northern State Parkway. The next one after that is the Long Island Expressway. At the grade crossing, there used to be a station here called Landia, no longer there. Rule 261 is still in effect. Run either direction in either track, reverse signal.
All of a sudden I see this big flare out there. That's all right.
Station is Syosset. Milepost 30. And we're approaching AMOT interlocking, remotely controlled from Divide. Until several years ago, AMOT was where the Port Jefferson branch went from double track to single track. A second track was added to serve the heavy frequent electric service in and out of Huntington. Port Jefferson branch is not one of the flattest branches on the railroad. There are quite a few steep grades on it by Long Island standards. very curvy right of way. And the Port Jeff branch is also one of the more scenic branches on the railroad. Lots of wooded areas. Station coming up is Cold Spring Harbor. A little ways past the station, we'll be climbing up Cold Spring Hill. Quite a steep grade on the railroad, exacerbated by the sharp curves. A loaded diesel train is brought down to its knees almost, especially during the fall when the leaves are on the track.